Good morning. The toast is toasting. The butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and overnight the House of Representatives passed the $1,400 third stimulus package bill. But there's a catch. There's a big catch. As Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, left in there the $15 minimum wage that has already been ruled by the Senate parliamentarian as improper. Bernie Sanders in the Senate had championed for the inclusion of the $15 minimum wage. Elsewhere, the president had urged for the swift passage of the bill. But is the inclusion of the $15 minimum wage setting up a big Senate battle that no one wanted? Get ready for the first hour of Mornings LATE.
From LA Late News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LA Late.
Good morning, everybody. It's a big morning here in Los Angeles. How are you? Good morning and welcome to the debut of Mornings LATE. It's a 2-hour programming block. We're starting here at 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It is warm and windy outside this morning. Hope it's warm where you are. It is warm and windy. This is the first half hour of our 2-hour Mornings LA programming block today. I'm back with you another show in 30 minutes after this. Purple returns at 9:30. And then I'm back at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock a.m. on the West Coast with a continuation of Mornings LA. I have big updates about this Senate battle. Oh boy, did not expect this. This is all breaking news overnight. And then at the bottom of that hour, 10:30, I am here delivering you a new time slot for What the Chuck. What the Chuck moves into Mornings LA. It's important because there's now a Senate battle brewing. What's happening? I have all the details for you. Good morning. How are you? If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I see you in the room. Good morning to everyone. There's Colleen and there's Cheryl. How are you? It's a good morning. If you did not join us yesterday, this is the debut of the new LATE. We have a lot in store for you about your $14 third stimulus check package. We have literally 6 hours of nonstop programming for you this morning. Continuous, all live. Mornings LATE from 9 to 11, then 11 to 1 p.m. will be the new midday show. Noontime LATE, and then from 1 to 3 will be afternoons LATE. And I got a show about everything for you. We're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of interactivity, so join me. A $1,400 stimulus check could be coming to you. That's the big news. But the question is, did the events of last night throw a wrench in the equation? Oh boy, here we go again. Here we go again. Time to roll those eyes. I see you out to the left of my screen with the comments already. I can already see you rolling your eyes. Yeah, Nancy did it. Last night, the House of Representatives passed, finally, the $1.9 trillion, $1,400 third stimulus check bill. Done. For now. What's going on? I got messages throughout yesterday, and this is what happened on Friday. Well, let me back up. Thursday. On Thursday evening, Senate parliamentarian ruled that the $15 minimum wage cannot be in this bill because it does not comply with Senate rules for reconciliation bills. The obvious reaction is take it out. Take it out, of course. Yesterday, in the middle of the day, it had not still been taken out. I started getting those private messages of panic. Why is it not out yet? Then by the middle of the day, a few broadcast news channels, major channels, said that it had been taken out. It had been taken out. I reported it had been taken out. Oh no. We learned last night that Nancy Pelosi left it in. She left it in. What is she doing here? Oh my goodness. Here we go again. Left it in. Senators will now consider the pandemic assistance plan next week, says CNBC. So that's confirmed. I mean, the bill, of course, is going to the Senate on Monday. That is confirming my reporting. But get ready for some major new twists. Enough twists that we need 6 hours of programming today. Lawmakers on Monday will consider amendments. Amendments? We weren't supposed to be doing amendments in the Senate. What's going on here? And the chamber, Senate, will likely pass a different version of the bill. Okay, yeah, put down the coffee. Put down the coffee. The toast is toasting. It's maybe burning right now. The toast is toasting, the coffee is brewing. It's percolating a little bit too fast. I'm here, you're here, and, I really need some bacon to get through this right now. I think you do too. Meaning the House will have to pass the Senate's plan, or the chambers, the Senate and House, will have to craft a final pass proposal in a conference committee. Okay, what's going on here, LLA? What's going on? What's going on is the $15 minimum wage, which, if you recall correctly, the $15 minimum wage does not really belong in a reconciliation bill. It's not $15 minimum wage for this year, so it's not something to help people for this pandemic. It's not stimulus because it's not for this year. It's something that would phase in many years from now. And so the President of the United States has specifically said, you know what, I don't want to be doing this now. I don't want to be holding up my bill for this. It doesn't belong in there. I wrote it. Maybe I should not have put it in there. That was the president's words, but the House passed the bill with the $15 federal minimum wage in there, even though the Senate parliamentarian ruled it cannot be in there. I think you know where we're going with this. It's a little bit of, oh no, here we go again. Now, what's in the bill? The bill passed yesterday with $1,400 third stimulus check going to most individuals, with the same amount for dependents, of course. Checks are up to, if you are eligible for the check, if you make $75,000 or less as an individual, it starts to phase out at over $75,000. So you can still get this check if you make more than $75,000, but it phases out for individuals at $100,000. I don't usually cover that on this channel. I'm doing it now. So it starts, anyone who makes less than $75,000 will get $1,400, but it'll then phase out progressively up to $100,000 per individual. $400 per week unemployment supplement through August 29th. That's FPUC, along with extension of PUA, UI, PEUC to August 29th. Again, this runs from March 15th to August 29th. Expansion of the child tax credit for $3,600 for children over a year. That's $3,600 for children 5 and newborn, $3,000 of the child's 17 to 6, $20 billion for COVID vaccine distribution, $50 billion for testing and tracing, $350 billion for state and local and tribal government, $25 billion for assistance in covering rent, and $170 billion for K-12 and higher education's more money to help them deal with the pandemic. And then, of course, the $15 minimum wage. So there's more in there. I'll cover it later in this video. At the top of the hour, at 10 o'clock, on the continuation of Mornings LA after Purple. I'm back next after this with Purple. But then after that with Purple, I'm going to go over what the Senate is going to be doing with this on Monday. That's a lot of detail. I have pages and pages of detail that just erupted since last night. So join me at the top of the hour, 10 o'clock, for that across the board. What I want to show you, though, is really the big reaction right now. The reaction from Nancy Pelosi is the following overnight. Of course, she applauded herself. I mean, what else would you expect her to do? She said, "I did a great job, didn't I? Let me kiss myself." She said, "Hey, how good did I do?" She said that the time for decisive action is long overdue. The time for decisive action is long overdue. President Biden's American Rescue Plan is that decisive action. Of course, others were not so pleased with what happened across the board. Those included House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy, which you knew he was going to say something about this. He says it fails to deliver for the American families. The question is, how much more does he want to deliver for the American families? It has, for a child under the age of 5, they're getting $5,000. The parent is getting $1,400 of a single parent. If a married couple are getting $2,800, how much does he want for the American families? Viewers of this channel have accused the bill of being too much for families and not enough for single individuals, not enough for seniors, not enough for people on SSI and SSDI. But the Republican response was not enough for families. Maybe it's sort of a generalized word for families. Chuck Schumer, Senate Majority Leader, had his reaction overnight. This is a once-in-a-century health and economic crisis, but Republican leaders are reportedly maneuvering to get every single Republican member to oppose urgent, bold COVID relief. There's a lot of great stuff in there for education, which you've not heard from this channel before. So I want to go over these great details this morning. Education makes up $130 billion for K-12 schools and $40 billion for college students to bring them back into classes. A big chunk for housing. Now, let's go over that housing. Remember, there is rent for a lot of different types of rent. There is rent for low income, you're behind on your rent. Middle class, you're behind on your rent. Homeless people to get into homeless housing. And then mortgage assistance if you're behind on your mortgage. Even if it's a privately held mortgage, it does not need to be federally backed like Fannie and Freddie. It can be a privately held mortgage and you can get that mortgage assistance. I'm really excited about that one. I have a lot of viewers, I see them in the chat right now talking about that mortgage assistance. It has been a big issue because the first stimulus package did not have mortgage assistance. The second one didn't. We did not have mortgage forbearance for a while in 2020. And then when we did, we only had it for federally backed mortgages. This is the first time we have privately held mortgage assistance, meaning money, not forbearance, but protection against foreclosure, but literally money. So it's that great news across the board. There's a lot of other stuff in here that Janet Yellen had been really championing to ensure it gets in here correctly. It's just a day in which you look at it and you say, we're so close. Why mess it up? Not that we've messed it up, but why take it to a level that perhaps it shouldn't go with the inclusion of the $15 minimum wage? What do you think? What is the reaction of the room this morning? What do you think about the inclusion of the $15 minimum wage? Not to be negative, but we need some help. People shouldn't lose their lease, says Marie. Diane says, hello, Purple Power family. Anna says, boo, Nancy. You're throwing a wrench in there. Is it a wrench? Is it a big wrench? And that's sort of the question. This is what Nancy doesn't think it's a wrench. The question is why? The question is why, and the next question is what next? The what next, I'm going over at the top of the hour. At the top of the hour, at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be back with more about the breaking developments. Shortly after this video, I'm here with Purple. At 9:30, at the end of this recording, I'm back with Purple in the morning program. And then at 10 o'clock, the third show on Mornings LA, I will go over what next. You're going to see a series of Senate proposals, which you have never heard before on this channel until today. Series of Senate proposals, not about FBC retro, not about another stimulus check. Senate proposals to figure out how to get that $15 minimum wage in there and not hold up this bill. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about it. This is Nancy Pelosi's reaction overnight. The numbers speak volumes. 18 million people need help. She said 18 million Americans are unemployment. 24 million people are going hungry. The time for decisive action is overdue. But, while this is Ron Wyden from the Senate, he's not in the House, there were some Democrats in the House that voted against the bill last night. Would you have voted against the bill if it had $15 minimum wage in there? Two Democrats said they're not voting in favor of it. But all the Republicans voted against it. If passed, the bill would be one of the largest ever approved by Congress and the fifth major piece of legislation since the pandemic began. It's the work of a dozen House committees and 28 days of working. Yes, this package is big, but the scale that families face is enormous, as Barbara Lee said Saturday morning on the floor. Yes, today on the floor. She said there's a lot of stuff in there that we have to do. The question is, what is the Senate going to do next? Half the measures won't cut it. I have more on this coming up shortly after this commercial. Stay with me for more. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Late Daily for the excitement of the new LA Late live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LA Late at 9 a.m. Home LA Late returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA Late at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late. And we're back. What a day it is. A lot of people are wondering and reacting. I see them in the live chat right now, reacting to the inclusion of the $15 minimum wage. I saw Pachenko just say it's just causing delay. It's just the inclusion of the $15 minimum wage is causing delay. He's right. Swift passage of this bill looked like it could happen on Monday or Tuesday next week as of last night. Had the $15 minimum wage been removed before the bill had been called for a vote on the eve of Friday evening, the bill would have been ready and ready to be done and passed quickly in the Senate on Monday or Tuesday. Now we have a provision in there that cannot pass. So the fact that there's a provision in there and means the bill cannot become law under the Senate rules means something else is going to happen. What's going to happen? It's more than a few hours of work, more than a few hours of legislative efforts. I'll have all that explanation. It's a big recording coming up at 10 o'clock on this channel. If you're just joining me, this is the new LA Late, and Mornings LA Late is now a 2-hour programming block from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. 4 shows. Starts with this show, then right after this, in about 5 minutes from now, at the bottom of the hour, about 5 minutes away, I'm back with Purple. That's a new feed, a new live feed. Jump into that live feed. Then after Purple, another live feed, the return of Mornings LA Late at the 10 o'clock at the top of the hour. I'm going to go over what's the Senate's going to do with the bill next week. I have 3 major plans, not my plans, their plans, about what they're trying to do to escalate this. And it's really, really interesting. And it's breaking just today. And then at the bottom of the hour at 10:30, I'm bringing in What the Chuck into the morning program block because the Senate is all every eye is now on the Senate because of what happened last night. If you're just joining me live this morning, the $1,400 third stimulus check bill was passed in the House of Representatives last night. All Republicans voted against it. 2 Democrats voted against it. The rest of the Democrats voted in favor of it. It came after the Senate parliamentarian on Thursday said that a $15 minimum wage in the bill cannot be included under the Senate rules, meaning the bill as written cannot be law, cannot be turned into law. So what does that mean for you? It means it's setting up a battle. It means it's setting up a battle. We were told midday yesterday that the provision was going to be taken out by the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, before it's called for a vote on Friday evening. And we thought it was until, we woke up Saturday morning and realized it's still in there. It's still in there. What's going on here? Let's go over more about the provisions in the third stimulus package now. There's a lot of great relief in there. And the great relief in there is actually a little bit more robust than what the president had suggested. I'm really excited for some of the provisions that I did not even see coming. Ron Wyden, certainly had championed for certain things like $600 of FPUC. But what else is in there that the president got? And what's your reaction? Maggie says Nancy needs to go. Nancy is not going anywhere, says Robin. Hello, everyone from St. Louis, says Tabitha, how are you? Might as well go back to the pandemic and make the best of it, I guess, says Dan. Julia says, I love your radio voice. I appreciate it. So the bill has, in addition to the children and the $1,400 stimulus check, has $1,700 for a college student for financial aid plus $1,400 stimulus check. Then if you worked as an essential worker, $1,500 for earned income tax credit if you made less than $25,000. And then there's more. There is also rent, utilities, food, an increase of SNAP. And also there is money in there for businesses. That big surprise came last night. As the members of this channel, if you've not become a member, what are you doing? If you've not subscribed, why haven't you subscribed? Yesterday, we're all trending online. And this is before the surprise. The surprise came from a news release by the President of the United States. He late yesterday says, I'm so happy the House is about to approve my bill, which has in there a grant to go start a new business. Where? Excuse me? Excuse me, where is it? Should I call Carmen Sandiego again? Because I couldn't find it last time. We have, the members of this channel, you have a copy of the bill. I have a copy of the bill. The business section of the bill is not that long. It's 6 pages long. It's easy to read. He talked again about that pilot program. It's not about a new Lincoln SUV. The pilot navigator program is basically now apparently a program to find grants. So not a grant, but a program to find grants. Okay, as if we didn't know where they were. But suddenly he said that there's going to be money to go start a business, which we had been told during that primetime press conference was going to be included by the president. He said during that primetime press conference that he's going to include that provision. It helps the economy, as Janet Yellen's talking about long-term unemployment numbers. But where is it? And the exciting news is that the president says, yeah, it's in there. It's in there, and you're going to have money for it. So the question is, was the press release written a little while ago? It hasn't been updated. I mean, that's sort of what I'm thinking. But the big question as we start the rest of Mornings LA is what's going to happen in the Senate next? The bill has been passed. Your $1,400 third stimulus check bill has passed the House of Representatives, but it's been passed with the inclusion of the $15 minimum wage, which cannot be included currently under the Senate parliamentarians' rules. What does that mean for you? Join me on the continuation of Mornings LA coming up right after this. There'll be more. I'll be live with you on Purple coming up right next on this channel.
From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LA Late.